Hey everybody, my name is John and I'm a human doing. And what am I doing today? I'm turning this key card for my car into a ring that I can wear instead. Please like and subscribe, ask any questions you have below, and here's how we do it.
Here's a quick comparison of the card and the ring that the card will finally become when it's finished.
Now, just in case you're not aware of what this is, this card, this is the key that Tesla gives you when you buy your car. So it doesn't come with metal keys or a fob or anything like that. This is your key to get in and out of your car. Most people use this as a backup key. Our phone, if you have a cell phone, smartphone, that's your primary key, but this is a backup. So I'm turning my ring, or making a ring, to replace this as my backup key because I hate keeping anything in my pockets. I don't have a wallet, and I think it's, well, this is a little more convenient for me than this. And this is how you use it. It's really simple. Just on your B-pillar, touch your card, opens your car, lets you drive it, or locks your car, shuts it down. Easy peasy. So just in case you're not sure how to program your key card, I'm going to show you how to do it really quickly here. You just go to your settings, locks. Here you've got add, so add a new key. It's going to ask what kind you want right here. So scan. And tap an existing key, which is another one I have. There you go. Key card. Now you want to give it a name, so here it's unknown key. Let's give it a name. This is Bub, that's what I call my wife. Save. And you're done. That's how easy it is to program a key card in a Tesla.
And I would suggest that you program the key card ahead of time before you disassemble it to make the ring. It just gives you the option of testing the ring as you go from step to step to make sure that it's working properly. I also wanted to note that, as you can see here, this is an Amazon, it's not a link, but you can see what I'm purchasing. I bought a ring core. I don't own a lathe, and for 20 bucks, I thought, you know what, this is the easiest way to get this project started and finished in a reasonable time. So once you've got that key programmed, you're going to need to get the RF chip, which is how the keys work with an RF chip, and the antenna for that RF chip out of the card itself. You can't really do it with scissors or a knife, so the easiest way is to just use acetone and melt that plastic away so that all you're left with is the copper antenna and the RFID chip, which you'll see right here. It's very delicate, so you definitely don't want to be rough with it because it will come apart pretty easy. One thing I noticed when I got the RFID chip out was that it was a little bit too big. You can see here, just a little bit too wide to fit inside the channel in that ring core. So I very, very delicately sanded that chip down. I took, maybe a few thou off of the width just so that it would just fit inside. And once I was confident that it could fit, it was time to move to wrapping that antenna wire. I'm pretty sure it's just an antenna. And I wrapped it around. In this case, it was 3 revolutions with a little bit left over. And as I was running around, or rolling it around the ring, I was just putting on, I'm using Gorilla Glue. It's a Gorilla CA glue. I guess it's just, I don't think the type of CA glue really matters. This is a fairly slow drying product. But I just wrapped it around, and any excess I just folded over on the end, make it nice and neat.
So before I started this project, I knew I wanted the ring to have some wood in it. So I chose a material called Bray wood. That's a brand name, I guess. It's a manufactured wood, so it's not a naturally occurring material. It's just recycled wood, but it's designed to mimic teak. Bray wood is the company that manufactures it, and I happen to have some here. I build loudspeakers, so I happen to have a little bit of that left over. But I wanted that wood because the dash on the car, if you've never seen the inside of the dash of Tesla, it has this wood strip, and as you can see, this is the ring with the wood strip, and while it's not the same color, it's close enough that I could say, you know what, it looks, like it was designed to match the factory, or it looks like it might have come from the factory that way. And that's what I was trying to do here.
So now that I've got my veneer picked out, what I need to do is cut a thin strip, something that will fit inside the groove where the antenna is, you can see. So I measured it. It is about 5 millimeters wide. Now 5 millimeters, if you like the imperial system, I think that's something like 7/64 wide. So I'm cutting a strip and I want to make it as close as I can to that width. But because the ring is round and the veneer is a little bit brittle, I want to try to make it a little bit more malleable. So I am putting it in a pot of very hot water and I'm leaving it in for, I think I left it in for about 10 minutes. It's kind of, think of it as like steam bending. I just don't want to have to set up any kind of steam bending apparatus. So putting it in a pot of water does just as well. So again, I left it in for roughly 10 minutes. And once it's finished, it will be much, much more flexible. So here, just to, I guess, remove the memory or put in a different memory for that veneer, I'm wrapping it around, in this case it's a stainless steel tube, but you could use anything. You could wrap it around a marker, any kind of small cylinder. In this case it's 3/4 inch diameter, which is roughly the ring diameter. And that gives the ability for it to wrap around the ring and not crack. The process I'm doing here is wrapping it around the ring itself. So the veneer is ready, and what I'm going to be doing is wrapping it around, and I'm soaking it as much as I can, soaking it with the CA glue. That's the Gorilla Glue again, and the same glue for the entire project. It's just the Gorilla CA, super glue. So I'm putting it in. Now I'm going to get it all over my fingers, but I'm pretty messy, so that's standard for me. And I'm just wrapping it around. I do 2 full revolutions, but like I say, I'm trying to basically flood it with the CA glue. And that's basically right here is the first revolution. I didn't completely have to do 2 full revolutions, but I would rather have a little excess than not enough. So I went around twice and then I sanded it back down. I'll show you the sanding shortly, but here I'm just wrapping it around. And again, you want to soak, you want to get as much of that CA glue on the veneer as you can. You want to soak it because you want to make it durable, and you don't want any water or anything else to affect it in the, once it's dry and once you're wearing it. Especially when you're washing your hands all these days in COVID. Wash your hands every 10 minutes these days. So the ring itself, you can see it's finished now, or almost finished, so that I can take it to sanding. Now, it's hard to tell, but the veneer is a little bit proud of the ring. But that gives you the opportunity to take it off. And again, I mentioned earlier, I don't have a lathe, so I'm taking it off really slow way, and that is just with a little bit of sandpaper and patience. But I think in the end, it took less than 5 minutes, and I got all that excess veneer off. So this wasn't painful at all. Just a few minutes. And then when I got close enough, I took it out and I just did it by hand. Now I'm sanding it initially with 220, then I went to 400, and here I am using a 600 grit sandpaper. So I jerry-rigged a drill with a 3/4 inch drill bit and a little bit of tape to make it a snug fit. And something else that I did here, you can see for the clear coat. I've never done this before, but I thought, hey, why not? I mean, the glue seems to be pretty tough. I'm using the CA glue as the clear coat. Again, I don't know if that's a standard, if anybody else is doing that, or if it's, mess it up in the future, but I don't think so. It's ended up being a really good finish. And then I'm just polishing it out with 600 grit sandpaper. I put 2 coats of I'm going to call it the clear coat CA glue. And I sand it in between 2 coats, and again, I'm using 600 grit sandpaper here. And then just to polish it up, I have beeswax. And again, I just threw it on a paper towel, use my drill lathe, and away we go. And that's all it took. So the ring itself now is done, and it's ready to be worn. Now, isn't that fancy? So here's the finished ring. Here's a close-up for you. I think it turned out pretty well. It looks nice. I think it does look, I think it would be nice if it had the Tesla badge on it, but I think this will do for me for now. And as you can see here, using the ring is just as easy as using the key card. So one final look at the finished product. I'm really happy with the way that it turned out and the way that it works. You do have to take the ring off in order to use it, but it comes off pretty easily, so that's not a hindrance in my mind. So again, I'm happy with the result. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe on that video. If you have any questions, by all means, post them down below and I'll get to them as soon as I can. This was definitely a fun project. It's definitely something I think you can do on your own if you're willing. And if anybody was interested or thought about doing this on their own previously, hopefully the video helped you on your way.
So again, thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next build. Have a good one.